Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the University of Manchester, it gives me great pleasure to welcome you to the School of Medicine graduation ceremony in the splendid surroundings of the Whitworth Hall. In particular, I would like to welcome your families and friends who are sharing this special occasion with you. I know the immense sense of pride that your family members must feel when they see you graduate. When you are called upon to use your skills to treat and heal the sick, when you enjoy success, remember that you are where you are today because of the dedication and investment of others. Those of you who are graduating today have given yourselves a real competitive edge by completing a degree here in Manchester. Your achievement in completing your qualification should not be underestimated, and you and your families and friends can feel proud of your accomplishment. It is important that each and every one of you receiving awards today share in the sense of occasion and understand that the university shares with you the sense of pride in the award that you have worked so hard to attain. Even though many of you are leaving, this will remain your institution. We refer to the university community as alma mater because this is where we hope that you have developed your sense of humanity and where you have become part of a community. You have become who you are because of your community. So we hope that that graduating does not end your relationship with us. At the end of this ceremony, you will join a new community of more than 220,000 University of Manchester graduates living and working across the globe. Let me urge you to make a special effort to join the Alumni Association and play an active part. Sometimes it seems that we are trapped in a microcosm of tranquility. The term ivory tower comes to mind, sheltered from the dramatic changes that are taking place around us. 3 years ago, I stood in front of an audience similar to this, and my message was one of optimism. We had never had it so good. The university had completed a major capital building program, our merger had been hugely successful, and our graduates were entering a world where their skills were highly sought after. Marvel at the incredible buildings behind the medical school, which are housing some of the best research facilities in the UK. I had to pinch myself when I first entered the A.V. Hill building to remind myself that this was actually a university building. We were attracting people to match those ambitions. Nobel laureates Joseph Stiglitz and John Sulston, Martin Amis, Robert Putnam, economists such as Sapartha Dasgupta and Mohan Munasinghe, who had been appointed to the university's Sustainable Consumption Institute and Brooks World Poverty Institute. These were examples of iconic appointments in areas of research and ethics, creative writing, strengthening communities, energy, sustainable development, climate change, and the alleviation of poverty, where the university was and is planning to be a world leader. Yet, in the space of a few years, everything has turned upside down. Although you are protected as graduating medical students, your colleagues in other disciplines are entering an external environment where graduate unemployment has been the highest for over 20 years. We, as an institution, are facing cuts of at least 25% from one of our main funding sources. Many of you will have read that tuition fees may rise to levels that will make it very difficult for you to consider a university education for future generations, perhaps even putting studying for degrees like medicine out of the reach of everyone except the richest. I am sure that all of you feel that we face an uncertain future, but let me put some of this into perspective for you. Consider first the fact that in our society today, of the 600,000 students who reach 16 each year, more than 300,000 fail to get 5 GCSEs at grades A to C. Most of those who fail to achieve those grades come from the lowest social groups. When it comes to preparation for entry to leading higher education institutions, only 0.2% of pupils on free school meals, that's just 176 students in the whole of this country, achieved 3 grade A's at advanced A-level out of a total of nearly 30,000 learners. The fact remains that despite numerous government initiatives, only 40% of young people in this country have the opportunity to study at university. At research-intensive universities like Manchester, the number of students from lower socioeconomic groups remains pitifully small. And in your specialty of medicine, the number of students from lower social groups is smaller still. So let's put your uncertainty into perspective. Every year, through an alumni program, We sponsor about 20 students from Uganda and Bangladesh to come and study in Manchester or take part in one of our distance learning programs. It is part of our program of Equity and Merit Scholarships, where we hope to give the brightest students from countries where they do not have the opportunity or the resources to benefit from a Manchester education. I have interviewed some of those students, and they all understand the life-transforming impact of the educational opportunities that they are being offered, not just for themselves and their families, but for their country. It is a small program. We only have the resources to support 20 students. Over 1,000 apply for the program in Uganda, all of them highly intelligent and quite able to qualify to study at this university. They know that education and work are the levers to lift up a people. But the most optimistic thing about these students is that the reason they value this opportunity so greatly is that they see themselves as a force for change in their countries. They are not corrupted by the limitations of the real world and the insurmountable problems. They imagine solutions. They learn so that they can change the world around them. And if there ever was a time when change is so desperately needed, it is now. We are facing not just an economic crisis, but a moral one. We are the fourth richest country in the world, yet inequalities between those at the top of our society and those at the bottom are the greatest they have been for over 100 years. Think of the fact that you are graduating in a city where less than a mile away, in an area where my practice is based, children are still denied through poverty the opportunities that you have had. Where the proportion of people who die of smoking-related diseases is much higher than in other parts of the country. Where men and women have a much lower life expectancy simply through the accident of where they were born. The average life expectancy of men brought up and living in Russia is 10 years lower than people who live in the richer parts of Manchester. We have a board on our surgery where we list people who have been under our care and have died in the past 4 weeks. What continues to surprise me is how the names of young people still continue to appear in that list. I still recollect reading the post-mortem report of a child who died at the age of 1 from severe vitamin D deficiency, a disease that we have known about for over 100 years and which can be treated easily. When the welfare state and the NHS were created over 60 years ago, the ambition was to address the 5 social evils of ignorance, want, idleness, squalor, and disease. Danny Dorling, one of the foremost researchers on health inequalities in this country, argues cogently that fighting these evils has been replaced by 5 key precepts that now uphold an unjust system. Elitism is efficient. Exclusion is necessary. Prejudice is natural. Greed is good. And despair is inevitable. Last year, 2 researchers from Nottingham and York, Richard Wilkinson and Kate Pickett, produced a seminal text on inequalities, showing systematically how societies which are more equal always do better. The facts speak clearly for themselves. Britain is one of the most unequal societies in the developed world. The richest fifth of our population have an income of more than 7 times that of the poorest fifth. The same ratio for Japan and Finland is just over 3. Wage inequality between the richest and poorest is now as great as in 1854, when Charles Dickens was writing Hard Times. And this is a recent phenomenon. The income gap measured using the Gini coefficient shows that income inequality is 40% worse now than it was in 1974. And we have the crime statistics, the mental illness, the teenage pregnancies, the obesity, and the literacy scores to prove it. Something is profoundly wrong with the way we live today. For the past 30 years, we have made a virtue out of material self-interest. In fact, for many, this now constitutes whatever remains of our sense of collective purpose. We know what things cost, but no longer have an idea of what they are worth. We never ask about fairness or justice or morality. These used to be the political questions, and it seems that we no longer pose them because they are so difficult. Better to retreat into glib answers about deficit reductions, welfare scroungers, and everyone having to suffer the pain of profligacy. We need to change the parameters of the debate if we are going to bring a better society or a better world. Why am I telling you all this? Because as you graduate, I want you to reflect on these inequalities and consider the personal responsibilities that should make you informed and engaged citizens. You can, through your actions and the choices that you make in your future career, especially in your chosen profession, do things that make a difference. You are fortunate because most of you will be entering an organization in which there has been unprecedented investment over the past 10 years. The health service is unrecognizable from what we had 10 years ago. I have witnessed the difference from my own patients, who now have access to care with time limits which were unimaginable 10 years ago. The way that we are organized, the way that we work in teams, the changing roles of the professions has been transformed. All of this might be under threat because of the economic recession, and my plea to you is not to be bystanders. Work together with your colleagues and other professionals to preserve what has been achieved. Perhaps as never before, you will need to be involved in politics as well as the professional role that you have been trained in. You have to question and challenge the prevailing orthodoxy. We come to universities not only to further our careers, but to become citizens. And in order to make good citizens, our responsibility as your teachers has been to educate people capable of building just, humane, and sustainable human communities on a small and exceedingly dangerous planet. Knowledge, wisdom, and humanity, to translate the Latin motto of the university, is what we have tried to impart. You may find it surprising to say, if I say that knowledge that you have gained is secondary. With the total quantum of human knowledge now doubling every 6 years or so, higher learning is not essentially about acquiring a body of knowledge. It is about learning how to learn, about being open to new worlds of thought, improved ways of doing things, new technologies, new paradigms, new problems. A learning disposition is the most precious outcome of higher learning. Without it, a university education has a frighteningly short half-life. In less than 4 weeks, many of you will be starting your clinical practice. It will be exhilarating and frightening. You will be exposed to human suffering and love and hope in a roller coaster of a career. You will laugh and you will cry, and over time, I hope you'll become wise. But you must never lose sight of the fact that as doctors, you have a special responsibility to develop and maintain your professionalism. What this means simply is that your values must encompass compassion, altruism, team working, integrity, excellence, and social justice. At the end of the ceremony, you will be asked to affirm what is in effect a modern version of the Hippocratic Oath, which will include a commitment to professional competence, to honesty, to confidentiality, and to improving the quality of care. But as our future doctors, I think you have an additional responsibility. That is to use your knowledge not only for your own and your family's achievement, but for the betterment of society, for tolerance and understanding. Our founding statement, read out when we created the new university in October 2004, stated that we wanted to make our university a place where students, whatever their backgrounds, learn to pursue truth through rational inquiry, where researchers are engaged in discovery, are also teachers, where research is valued both for its own sake and for the betterment of the world, where academic freedom is encouraged and protected, where the cultivation of cognitive skills, independence of mind, intellectual integrity, and artistic expression promotes understanding and appreciation of the best that is known, thought, and created in the world, and where students and staff are encouraged, as responsible citizens of their own societies and of the international community, to embrace fundamental human and civil rights as the only just, sustainable basis for a humane civilization. That is a challenge we now set to you, to use the knowledge that you have gained, not only for your own and your family's achievement, for the betterment of society, for tolerance and understanding. Education is what will help you to innovate, to challenge bigotry, and to embrace fundamental human and civil rights, and to meet the challenges of the future. You have gained knowledge, you will learn wisdom. Use that knowledge and wisdom. You have incredible opportunities both in the NHS and in academia. The world is your oyster. I want to end by giving you some advice that I gleaned from Atul Gawande, who wrote an incredible text called Better. I think you should all try and get a copy of it and read it before you start your careers. This is the advice. Recognizing that most of what we do in our job is talking to strangers, the first bit of advice is to ask an unscripted question. Find out something unusual about the patients and colleagues that you are dealing with. It will enable you to make a human connection with that person, and you will start to remember them. The second piece of advice is, don't complain. I have already talked about how privileged you are, but this is not the reason you shouldn't complain. Don't complain because it's boring. It doesn't solve anything. Better to discuss ideas and problems that you can do something about. The third piece of advice is count something. Don't forget that ultimately you are scientists, and counting helps you to understand things. Be aware of your complication rates if you become surgeons, of mistakes that happen, or what happens to our patients as a result of the treatment that you give them. If you count something interesting, you will learn something interesting. The fourth bit of advice is write something. It may surprise you to consider that the systematic publication of fragments of scientific work from the many has probably produced a store of collective knowledge and know-how with far greater power than any one individual could have achieved. If you learn to write, you will make yourself part of a larger world, part of a community, and it will be a sign of your willingness to contribute something to it. Finally, change something. Look for opportunities to change. Recognize inadequacies of what you do and seek out solutions. Gwanda ends his book by saying, so find something new to try, something to change. Count how often you succeed and how often you fail. Write about it. Ask people what they think. Keep the conversation going. Simple and pithy advice, perhaps, but advice nonetheless. It is your future now, and you must become the architects of the change that you seek. I always like to end my graduation ceremonies with a quote, and I think the most appropriate one is one by George Bernard Shaw, when he said, "Most people look at things as they are and wonder why. You should dream of things that never were and ask, why not?" Thank you.
Vice President, on behalf of the Senate of the University, I present to you for the degree of Master of Research in Translational Medicine, Chindeju Teresa Ude. And for the degrees of Master of Research in Medical Sciences and Bachelor of Medicine, Bachelor of Surgery, European option, Miles Finbar Kiernan. Sitara Anna Karuvela. And for the degree of Master of Research in Medical Sciences and Bachelor of Medicine, Bachelor of Surgery with honours and distinction, Jodie Marianne Lesner. Yusra Shweik. And for the degree of Master of Research in Medical Sciences and Bachelor of Medicine, Bachelor of Surgery, Bada Amusalam. Mohammed Mohudeen Chowdhury. Alicia Marie Joy Conway. Rebecca Leanne Heath. Glenn Paul Holland. Samina Mahmood Khan. Ursulan Ahmed Khan. Shaba Kundada Kudva. Osman Nijam. Maheshi Hiranthika Obisekera, Ajibolo Omokayanye, Ekta Patel, Matthew James Stubbs, Rachel Jo Lee Tan, and for the degrees of Master of Research in Translational Medicine and Bachelor of Medicine, Bachelor of Surgery, Ruben Matthew Roy. And for the degree of Bachelor of Medicine, Bachelor of Surgery, European option with honours, Jane Alice Atkinson. Claire Diana Francis Doherty. Catherine Emily Flower. Lucy Elizabeth Ann Wilkinson. And for the degree of Bachelor of Medicine, Bachelor of Surgery, European option, Alice Brunker. Andrew James Doyle. Jessie Fleming. Jeff A.D. Haynes. Lucy Teresa Henderson. Gareth Jones. Thomas Anthony Kelly. Alexandra Lewis. Laura Claire McFarlane. Marie Monaghan. Rachel Susanna Pearson. Virginia Walker. John Richard Weeks. Elizabeth Rose Woolley. And for the degree of Bachelor of Medicine, Bachelor of Surgery with honours and distinction, and who has also received an Outstanding Academic Achievement Award, Simon Edward Bourne. And also who has received an Outstanding Academic Achievement Award, Jennifer Katz. Robert David Jackson. And for the degree of Bachelor of Medicine, Bachelor of Surgery with honours, Nurul Ada Abdul Halim. Ling Min Ang. Felicity Jane Avan. Jennifer Lynn Charlberg. Karen Seishan Chung. Laura Derbyshire. Hannah Rachel Driver. Sarah Jane Edmondson. Frances Mary Elliott. Kate Mary Fletcher. Jessica Rhiannon Foster. Rachel Elizabeth Gent. Tom Gill. Siti Aisha Ibrahim. Tracy O. Mamagbum Ikoko. Harish Jarrett. And for the degree of Bachelor of Medicine, Bachelor of Surgery, Rowena Abraham. Sarah Hasnor Binti Abu Hassan. Sonia Rita Alfonso de Barros. Zaid Abdullah Ahmed. Alim Amir Ahmed. Selina Ahmed. Sulthana Ahmed. Wahid Ahmed. Sanil Ajwani. Mohammed Aldiwani. Isabelu Alemu. Ghassan Hamoud Ahmed Al-Habsi. Eve Carmel Alcock. Basit Al-Taf. James Alexander Anderson. Lip Chin Ang. Dominic Anglin. Aileen Denise Ghislaine Ashembu. Ashley Armitage. Natasha Maria Arsenovich. Zaitil Ifa Asmawi. Anna Austin. Zainab Arwen. Mohammed Imri Azmi. Ailsa Mari Johanna Baker. Luke Daniel Baker. Jarnail Singh Bal. Sindhuja Balachanthiran. Cressida Joy Rawsthorne Ball. James Robert Barber. David Barbosa da Silva. Louise Barlow. Lisa Michelle Barnes. Laura Claire Barnfield. Nicola Barr. Catherine Tia Basford. Rowan Daniel Beaumont Bell. Emma Beeston. Katie Claire Beeston. Sheila Begum. Nathan David Betteridge. Gayatri Kandija Bhatt. Mohammed Zayed Hakim bin Iskandar. Mohammed Faiz bin Mohammed Taib. May Elizabeth Bishop. Victoria Louise Bishop. Laura Frances Blackburn. Simon Bloom. Ian Blythe. John Kieran Bowley. Anna Victoria Bowen. Connor Bowman. Selina Bowery. James Broom. Martha Brown. Philippa Brown. Rebecca Brown. Jenna Alice Burton. Daniel Bai. Naomi Claire Louise Cassells. Claire Ann Cassidy. Anthony Caulfield. David Ian Zagelski. Inderdeep Chana. Kim Jessica Chandler. Sei Yin Chang. Caroline Laura Charlesworth. Hasid Chowdhury. Andrew Lik Hang Cheng. Sophia Fatima Chowdhury. Yin Lung Edward Chu. Siu Sing Chua. Camilla Jeffries Chung. Bryony Clark. Ruth Elizabeth Clark. Andrew Neil Claxton. Ashley Cruz. Peter Oliver Coe. Rebecca Margaret Coles. Lucy Elizabeth Collier. Alison Charlotte Colville. Jessica Cochran. Patrick William Coulter. Joanne Lindsay Court. Joanna Cowan. Anna Michelle Cowper. Charlotte Helen Cox. Eleanor Cragen. Emma Crew. Sean James Cusack. Ben David Darwent. Hannah Georgia Davies. Tusitha De Silva Amarasekara. Leila Denton Cardew. Bhavesh Desai. Teresa Jane Dick. Sally Dixon. Geraldine Donnelly. Rebecca Dooley. Catherine Sarah Drinkwater. Catherine Duckworth. Mari Rachel Duncan. Rahul Dwivedi. Joanne Eagleson. Jenny Louise Eastwood. Claire Ezra. Hamza Farouk. Natalie Louise Fee. Claire Fahili. Daniel Raymond Fernandez. Sarah Elizabeth Field. Karen King Finley. Jana E. Finley. Graham David Finlayson. Charlotte Elizabeth Fisher. David Harry Fisk. Richard Thomas Fletcher. Karen King Wei Fong. Robin Fox. Olivia Francis. Neela Kazanfa. Jennifer Rita Maria Gilchrist. Alistair Gilmore. Amy Virginia Glenn. Anne Ganaratnam. Cheryl Elizabeth Godley. Alan Matthew Golder. James Delman Harry Goodman. Ethan Gormley. Fraser John Graham. Carmen Roberto Grasso. Arian Carl Green. Rebecca Claire Greenfield. Robert John Greenhalgh. Samuel Thomas Gregson. Arabella Grinstead. Craig Haddock. Kieran Thomas Hagney. Benjamin David Holsworth. Paul James Hancock. Mariam Sarah Hanif. Jack Sebastian Hardman. Jessica Mary Harris. Jennifer L. Hartley. Imogen Hassel. Hadil Hassan. Michael Owen Hull. Alistair Heedon. Laura Jane Heaton. Victoria Emily Hemmings. Kenneth Se-Shung Hugh. Rachel Faye Hill. Wei Min Ho. Winnie Wing Yin Ho. Julia Lucinda Hogg. Tamara Louise Hold. Jamie Robert Hossack. Anthony John Howard. Catherine Louise Howe. Paul Gerard Hoy. Clement Hubert. Owen Hughes. Sarah Elizabeth Hughes. Lauren Amanda Hunter. Jakia Mifta Hussain. Zoe Hutchison. Jenna Victoria Hutchinson. Joanna Ibadan. Saad Mohammed Ibrahim. Amna Ahmed Idris. Chakangaran Ilavalagan. Iyegbukosa Iridia. Kapil Ranjan Java. Nadia Javed. Athithan Jayasundaram. Anika Marie Eloni John Cameron. Hannah Emily Jones. Peter Andrew Jordan. Christopher Alexander Joyce. Ganfar Hin. Jemana Karim. Matthew James Kelleher. Lim Ken Fong. Jacqueline Kerr. Laura Jalal Hassan Kafaf. Tanvir Khalid. Javira Khan. Zahor Anwar Kaunwala. Claire Kilbride. Marie-Claire Killin. Alexander Charles Klostrup. Kasib Kuabasi Bandanma. Debbie Wing Chi Suen. Emily Thule. And for the degree of Bachelor of Science, Physics and Astrophysics with honours, Christopher Carl Hindle. And for the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Politics and Modern History with honours, Eleanor Marie Sainsbury. And now for those graduates of the MBCHB, I will read the affirmation on your behalf, following which I would like you to repeat after me, I so affirm. So will the graduates of the MBCHB please stand? I affirm that I will make the care of my patients my first concern. Treat every patient politely and considerately. Respect patients' dignity and privacy. Listen to my patients and respect their views. Give patients information in a way they can understand. Respect the right of patients to be fully involved in the decisions about their care. Keep my professional knowledge and skills up to date. Recognize the limits of my professional competence. Be honest and trustworthy. Respect and protect confidential information. Make sure my personal beliefs do not prejudice patient care. Act quickly to protect patients from risk if I have good reason to believe that I or a colleague may not be fit to practice. Avoid abuse of my position as a doctor. Work with colleagues in ways that best serve patients' interests. In all these matters, I will never discriminate unfairly against patients or colleagues. I will always be prepared to justify my actions to them. Graduates, reply after me, I so affirm. I so affirm.
Today, we have celebrated the award of your degrees. Congratulations. On behalf of the University of Manchester, I extend to each of you our very best wishes for your future. I now declare the ceremony closed. Thank you.